Flying Monkeys Wargaming Podcast for Wargaming Was Easy. It'd be your mom, fresh off of LVO. I was there hanging out with my boy, Scott Sasser. What's up, Scotty?
What's going, guys? How's it going tonight?
And on the couch, watching from home, was Dan. Why doesn't everything cost 50 cents? Salmons. What's up, Dan?
Hell yeah. Not much.
I back that statement, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try for that nickname was suggested for Dan, so I'm gonna try for a new nickname for Dan every episode. So, but so what's happening, guys? How you guys doing?
Good, man.
Dan's,
Just back to work.
Scott's back to work. Dan's trying not to murder children, so
yeah,
I'm trying not to murder nerds at the game store. So yeah, it's been a week, man. It's been a week. So LVO was a blast. I guess if we want to kind of talk about real quick, we can talk about our personal experiences at LVO. And I just I got to judge for another year, and I really at first I didn't know what I'd think. Last year I was unsure if I'd want to come back and do it again. I thought maybe playing's where it's at for me, but dude, honestly, like odds are I'm probably not gonna be the dude that wins it all. So like just getting to chill and hang out with my homies and judge the games takes a lot of stress off of me. And then this year my wife went, so I like to have my wife be able to hang out, with all my homies, and I really just had a good time. So I just there's a lot of guys from Missouri, a lot of guys there, a few guys from local from where I'm at, and some of the Kansas City people. It was just there was enough people there. It almost felt like some elements of being at a home GT, because there was enough people to clown with and joke with,
right.
and some of the familiar faces that we see, like Walt and Eddie wandering around. And, it was a dope time. So I appreciate Salty John and Reese and Kicker letting me be back on the team this year. And there was a couple games. I made a joke. I got asked to run the clock for a game, and I felt like the toaster on Rick and Morty. Where it's like, what is my purpose? And basically run the clock. And I was like, oh, so. But there was
good, man.
Good games of 40K played. Saw some stuff I liked. Saw some stuff I didn't like. And yet again, someone from Spain acted like an ass. And it was just, I saw another grown man cry over 40K. And I was like, okay. No. Oh, dude, yeah, grown man tears. And I was like, you only got yourself to blame. But so I guess we can get into it. But dude, round 6, man, there was a contentious table, and just kind of hanging out watching it. And dude, like, it was really cordial. It reminded me of the scene. It's funny because like I watched the game for like an hour because a couple players had come up and complained about a player, and I'm not gonna name him, but a couple players had complained about him, and I watched him in a couple games and heard some heated stuff, and I thought, well, I'll hang out here and watch the game because it was pretty high. It was top tables, and they were both undefeated, and so I stood there and watched it. Like the game was for the most part cordial. And I thought, well, cool, man. I'm gonna stand up and turn around and check the game on stream, and go over here and look at this table. And like, no sooner did I fucking turn around than I heard like behind me, like, like it reminded me of the scene on Tommy Boy where like Chris Farley has the car on fire and David Spades, trying to explain what happened. And it was like I turned my back and that game blew the fuck up. And I think basically what happened was one player realized he was losing the game. So he started grasping for like I don't remember you doing that, or I don't remember you saying that, or you didn't roll that, you rolled this. And when I lost all respect for him because he lied to me. Basically, he told me one thing, and 30 seconds later, he got so excited in the story, he told me another thing. And so it was like, cool, here's your yellow card, man. But he lost and didn't make the shadow round, so it didn't get to be an issue. But it was, other than that, it was low drama on my end. I don't know if other judges had a different experience, but
from the sidelines, it seems like there was a lot of people who don't know how to do basic math and count up their points.
Yes.
Bro, I was
And I'll say it was well, sure, we're talking about more, but it was honestly kind of shady and pathetic that these top players don't know how to fucking add up their points correctly. So
well, I was not privy to that. So I'll let you give your side of that here in a bit. But I had one funny story. So that same game that I was sitting there watching, this dude comes up to me and he goes, "Can beam weapons target characters?" And I go, "What's your book say?" And he goes, "Well, I don't have my book. My opponent has his book." And I said, "Did you ask your opponent?" And he's like, "Well, no, because he has the book." And I'm like, "Okay, well, what table are you on?" And he was like 400 something. And I'm like, "Bro, you're on table six, or you're on round six, table 400 something, coming over here at table one, asking the judge a question. Like, you know, really?" And he's like, "Well, what's that supposed to mean?" And I'm like, "Never mind, man. Let's go get your book." And I get over there and I walk up and I asked his opponent, I said, "Could beam weapons target characters?" And he goes, "No, it says right here in the book you can't." I'm like, "Cool. Do you need anything else from me, man?" And he just looked at me and he was like, "No." And I'm like, "Okay." So I walked all the way back there. And I was like, "That dildo, man." So,
What does your
and
book say?
what does your book say? And like the terrain questions, like most of the judging questions were terrain. And
Yeah.
the first thing you'd say is like, "What does your player packet say?" And like I had one time that someone argued with me that something wasn't in the player packet that I knew right where it was to show them where it was in the player packet. And believe it or not, I got some fucking lookout sir questions. And I was like, how are we 3 years into this goddamn edition? You motherfuckers still can't figure out fucking lookout sir. So it was, I don't know, it wasn't, and some of the other calls were actually, there were some actual good questions about like, sequences of strats, sequences of interactions that were kind of hanky or weird. So there were some legit questions, but there was also a lot of like silliness out of tryhards, and it's like, bro, you're 3-2. Just calm your tits and go find you
Right.
some whiskey and play you some 40K. And
Right.
but it was overall, I don't know, it was a cool event, and I didn't get to see whatever I guess Dan saw, but it was, and I also wasn't in the shadow round, and I also wasn't in championship matches because I was at the airport. So I did hang around those top tables round five, round six, because that was where I was posted at. But
Yeah.
those guys seemed to all have pretty decent games, other than that one game that I watched where the table caught fire the second I turned my back. But so what was what were you? Well, I guess I'm gonna let Scott do his, and then I'll have you say what you can say, Dan. So
Yeah,
what about
so
you,
LVO
Scotty?
was LVO was fun for me. It was my first time going. It's expensive as fuck, which was shocking. Like the casinos are their own little oasis, right? And they kind of want to keep you there, spending money there. So uh Jeff, we finally rented a car on like Saturday and we were able to use it for a couple days to make things like get a little bit of booze and stuff like that. But overall I had a great experience. It was really fun. It was better than I thought it was going to be. But again, I did spend way too much money, which was a deterrent for me potentially going next year. But as far as the overall experience, I thought it's a very fun event to go to, and it is. Did you get lucky for 6 rounds? In my opinion, at least until you make it to the shadow round for sure. So, because I got pretty lucky over the course of my games, went 5-1. Pretty proud of that, but it was overall very fun.
Yeah, good. Dude, you were always, every time I saw you, man, you were fucking smiling. So it
Yeah,
is,
yeah, dude. I was just laughing, having a good
yeah.
time. Just
Yeah, so it seemed like Ryan was too for the most part. Like I caught a couple of smoke breaks with Ryan out there at lunch, and he seemed
yeah,
to be digging the weekend. And
yeah. Well, those
uh,
fuckers got pretty lucky at the casino, so they should be fucking ear to ear smiles, man. But yeah, it was I mean, and I was pretty proud of all my Missouri guys. We went 5-1. Jeff
good.
unfortunately brought a subpar list and went 1-1. It was like, I'm fucking done. I'm not gonna play anymore.
Yeah, but even
But
Jeff seemed to be having a good time though. It was
yeah, yeah, dude, you got to sleep in, no worries. So,
got to see
but yeah,
Teets. Teets was
yeah,
doing good, or not doing good, but Teets was having a good time. So
yeah, he was having a rough weekend for sure.
he was. I like old Teets, man. I love that dude. Yeah, that's good, man. Everybody from the Midwest I've seen out there seemed to represent themselves well. We had a couple locals from Wichita, a guy named Aaron, and a kid nained Isaac. And
Yeah,
every
I
time I
saw
saw,
Isaac out there. He went 3-3.
Yeah,
Talk to him
but
a
dude, every
bunch.
time I saw Isaac, he was all smiles, having fun, and
Yeah,
it
dude.
was a good time. It was, I don't know. I like seeing people have fun, and that seemed to be like most of the locals I knew from Kansas and Missouri that I saw out there. Everybody seemed to be having fun for the most part. I didn't see anybody wearing the face or moping around, so
No, yeah.
that's good. And dude, I didn't realize you went 5-1, man. That's dope.
Yeah, it was fun. Got 69th, baby. Woo!
Yes. We could, inside of every grown man's a 12-year-old boy waiting for a 69 to
That's right, baby.
pop up. So,
I'd rather
uh,
had first or 69th, so I got one of the places I wanted to be.
yeah. So I bounced out on Sunday and went to the airport and wound up in airport hell. So boarded a plane 3 times and everything else. So I guess you guys got to watch the finals, and nobody was allowed to watch the shadow round. So what was your hot takes?
So I watched. I was really rooting for Morsoli to go the distance. His games were pretty fun, and just watching him play was pretty enjoyable. So when he played Sean round 7, I kind of took close attention to that one, and you know, Morsoli made some really good judgment calls about playing the game and put himself into a position to win. But I think the clock eventually got to their game, which I only think they finished 4 rounds.
There was
So
some there was some amount of bullshit on there from watching the stream, and I'd have to go back and like repay attention to like really remember all of it because there was a lot of random bullshit I feel like that was talked about or seen, but like something about was it so like Naden played it like there was some kind of clock issue where basically Naden played his turn 5, but Sully didn't really get to play his turn 5. They just kind of talked it out.
so no, I was there, and so Morsoli, Naden takes his turn, and he was like basically like you don't have a chance to win. I'm up by 14. And Morsoli had like 5 minutes left on his clock. He thinks for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then he figures it out. And he goes, if I move this guy here, and basically lays out this fucking beautiful plan that scores him a tie. It ties the game, right? And so he explains it. The judge is there. They look at each other, and he goes, "Can I get this done?" The judge says, "Yeah, get it done." And so he goes in his turn, starts moving his shit, and as he's going to roll the actions and the powers and the attacks and things like that, time is called. They say hard dice down, and he goes, "Well, I thought you said I could do it." He goes, "I said to get it done, but no, you don't have the time. Hard dice down."
Well, and that's where and that was I have to just like Naden's attitude in that game on stream. A lot of people were pissed off about it
Yeah.
because like Naden's comments there were essentially wasting his time. When he
Yes.
was making that kind of comments. And then the other thing too, and I didn't go back and watch this, but stream chat was like screaming about it that they misscored solely down 4 points.
Correct.
Yep.
So and that's why they diced off for it at the end, is because Sean realized that if he would have been able to get all that stuff done, he'd have won, not tied. And I think that's why they went to go ahead and dice it off, which even that feels bad.
Yeah.
You could tell you could tell it hit Morsoli pretty hard that happened. So
Yeah, I mean, that was like the thing that I took away from it is I don't know, in my worldview, Naden's kind of like, as a well-known player, he's very popular, but he kind of has a little bit of a shady table manner, I guess you'd call it. And that like came through a lot on the stream games, I felt. Like the pieces and stuff that I saw was like, God damn, like if you're not like if you don't know your shit and don't give a fuck who he is, he's gonna try to bully you. That's what it felt like to me.
well, he bullies you in the friendly manner, right? Like he bullies the clock, in my opinion, to an extreme that is a bit much. It's like switching it over to you and then asking you a bunch of questions and stuff like that. And it's
I
like,
I yeah, I saw that. I saw that
yeah, I
growing
mean,
up. So
you pointed it out, and I was like, it
yeah,
can't be that bad. And then I watched 2 games of it in a row, and I was like, fuck, what the fuck?
yeah, I
Yeah.
had to run the clock on a game, and
But
But
that,
I watched that happened a lot. It'd be like I'm gonna do my actions, I'm gonna do my things where I have to do dice. I'm gonna switch the time to you, and then when it goes to your time, and you set out to do something, I'm gonna ask you a question off beat, and it takes away from that. And
yep.
really the time should just get swapped back over if you're still gonna take the time to get stuff answered and get stuff
And
figured
that's
out.
exactly right. If you get asked a rules question, the first thing you need to do, swap it back over to them, answer their question, and then swap it back to yourself. And every time they keep trying to do that to you, just keep swapping it back to them, and they'll eventually stop doing it, or you'll learn to answer it on the fly.
Yeah. So I mean that was some shady shit in that game. From somebody watching from home, the whole harpster, whatever, round 5 or whatever that was, like put
Against
in your
Corey.
put in your score as a draw, and then 20 minutes later it come back and you change it to a 1-point win. Now go suck a dick. Like, if you can't do the math, then no. Like from the sideline perspective, that looked shady as fuck.
See, I watched the end of that game as well, and it was like I came over to Corey and he was like, "Yeah, don't talk to me right now, but don't." And so they were going back and forth, and I think the unfortunate part is they went back to what woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff, and then
It
Corey's
doesn't matter.
but but then Corey realizes, he's like, "Well, then I could have done this,"
Yeah.
and it just gets back and forth, and
that's where, like, that's what is annoying to me is, like, I mean, no offense to Art of War guys, they're good guys, but like they really, really, really want to win, and we've seen it in past years, and it's led to some shady shit. I'm not saying that happened this time, but from a bystander's perspective, that looks shady as hell in order to keep Harpster in the running, So
what really fucked Corey was he had a bunch of time left on his clock. In his round 5, he should have just taken more time. He had like 30 minutes left on his clock at round 5, and he should have just taken his time. His army naturally plays very fast anyways.
yeah.
I mean, the type of army it is. And it, he even, I told him in the game, like, he even recognized, like, I've got enough time to think about my round 5. I can score a lot of points or prevent a lot of points potentially in the future. So,
Yeah, so it was just there was stuff like that. I don't know. I think there was another game, I can't remember off the top of my head, where there was like another game that had some kind of scoring issues, I thought. Like a top player game. But yeah, I don't know. It just, from that kind of stuff, just, I don't know. It shouldn't be happening for people, that are in the top 10 of the ITC, who traveled all these tournaments, who know the game and know how it's supposed to, know how. It just shouldn't. It's kind of inexcusable. So
I hardly ever have scoring issues, and I go to no more than 5 majors a year.
Oh yeah, like I said, we talked about in the chat. I think the last time I had a scoring issue was like 3 or 4 years ago, where the guy got butt hurt because he lost by a point. Yeah. And anyone can go. I don't know what stream it was. Maybe it was War Games Live, or maybe it was Lord Marshall. You can go back and look at the game that I played at the finals of Monkey against Root, and I lost by a point. And the last thing, I didn't sit there for fucking 10 minutes trying to figure out where I missed a point.
Game's over.
Yeah, the game's over.
You've already mutually agreed with Root that the shit's over.
I know how to do math. I know how to keep score. So when the score comes up and I'm a point shy, that means I lost. Like,
well, and I think it's a big part of the problem is one, you get bullied into something sometimes, I think, and you should be discussing turn by turn what the score is. Like, if I were playing Scott, you and I played dozens of times of tournaments, and every turn, what do? We stop and go, I got 4 for this. I have you at 5, 6, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like, we make sure our score is matching at the end of that turn. And if our score is matching and we go to the next turn, guess what? Like, that turn was done,
Yeah,
and all these motherfuckers will, like, get to turn 5 and try to, like, CSI Miami turn 1, like, there's no way you could really rewind the game state and get back to where that was perfectly, or this shooter could have done that and the shooter could have done that. And it's like the whole, you pull a little piece out of a timeline, the whole timeline falls apart. And it's just there's too much of the forensic score counting going on when guys want to win games. I saw Corey did it. Speaking of Missouri guys, I saw Corey went from a tie to a loss because he tried to pull some You know, oh, I could have done this, could have done this, and then they got back and forth, and then next thing you know, his opponent won. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, you should just probably left it where it was at. Went about your day, but
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is like a lot of people, like we were saying earlier, is like the finals are kind of a joke. You know, somebody quitting on turn 2.
Yeah.
And the thing that reminds me of, like, what was Brandon Grant and
Alex Harrison.
Alex Harrison? Like, everyone thought that game was over. You know,
Yes.
everyone literally, the commentators and everybody literally was like, "Oh, Brandon's gonna lose," and then all of a sudden he plays the whole game and comes back and wins it. It's probably one of the better LVO finals that there's ever been.
Of all time. I mean, of
Like,
all time.
I can't think of a better like streamed LVO final than that one. Like, it was extremely satisfying to watch for everybody. It was a really good game, and you know, showed why you play it out. You know, like shit, dice happen or weird shit happens in this game sometimes, or in that case, he just had a big brain plan that nobody else was paying attention to except for him. You know,
Correct.
so but yeah, you just the whole quitting on turn 2. I don't know. It yeah.
I don't
Shouldn't.
know. I don't know if there should be an obligation for FLG staff to be like, you guys need to play out the entire game, because obviously,
You can't make anybody play out the entire
correct.
game, but like when you're up there representing Team USA, you know, I'm gonna say like you're representing Team USA, and like the whole big thing about that shit is that you play your game out. You know, you
Yes.
scrap for every point, you know, and all this shit. But nah, I'm just gonna call it. I lost. I fucked up.
I mean,
You know?
and there is something to say that you've played enough games, you know the game well enough. He could look in that and he's like, yeah, so the max I can get if everything goes my way is an 86, and this guy's going to score a 95 without trying. You can see that and you can understand that and know that that may be what's happening, but like
You don't
most
know
people
that. You
that
don't know that on turn 2.
I
You
agree,
know?
but
Yeah.
most people at home want to get into the mind of a top player or watch them play, and I think that's one of the cool things about this game is you can watch people hear their thoughts on War Games Live, being like, "I'm going to do this," and it's nice to hear. But when you rob people of that on a big stream, I mean, it's not like the other events that in the hall were done. You know, they're
Yeah.
they still had to wait on all the other events to finish up before they finish scoring and before they do awards. So it's not like they're getting ahead of anything or missing flights or anything.
Yeah.
so you think when you play at that level and you're on that stage, then you kind of owe the audience a performance. Is that what you're saying, or
You're absolute, not absolute, but
You do, but you know, that's where, you know, and I because I'll use myself as an example. When I was playing Manny at KC, I didn't finish the whole game, but the game state was a lot further along than that one was.
and you
You
weren't
know,
in the
yeah, and I
finals.
wasn't in the finals exactly, so it's a little bit different. But that's where it's like if you're in the finals, I don't know. I think you got to give it out, but like turn two is pretty damn early in the game to call it. Like, I don't know.
Plus, with these household names, you don't necessarily owe it to anybody. You know, no one's going to force you to play this game, but because unless you want to play it, but there are people that I like idolize you as far as being a player. I mean, there, like you hear Naden is a household name, Harpster is a household name at this point, and the people
yeah?
want to see that shit. Like it's like you're
Yeah.
watching the guy that you rooted for as soon as because you're at home watching the streams. He's the guy you rooted for 8 fucking rounds, and then he cops out round 8, and you're like, well, come on.
Yeah. The
Like, and you
just
got a bunch of people at home thinking like I wouldn't do that at that level, if I was that good, just to give it to, I don't know.
Yeah. I was gonna say the other thing, just random thought I had was the stream. Uh, there was a pretty glaring difference in stream quality, I guess you'd call it. So
I wish you could put the announcers from the FLG on to War Games Live.
well, even that I didn't. I'd be honest. I watched mostly War Games Live, and I was just checking now. War Games Live, just on the final game, has, yeah, War Games Live has like 7 or 8,000 more views on their YouTube video than FLG has on theirs. So
Yeah.
but people, I guess, I don't know, there's a lot of, I sounded like, based on Reddit, some other people talking, that the FLG stream chat, or the stream, was not, well, it was not well produced, but then the commentary was kind of stale. So
Yeah. I mean, it can be, right?
yeah. But
although there was one game that I felt bad for. Somebody was watching round, was it 7 with Chester on the FLG stream. He did not look like he was having fun versus those Harlequins. Oh man, that was a rough game for him, dude.
yeah, was Sunday pretty cleared out again?
As far as
Attendance,
like people,
yeah.
I mean, there was still a lot of people.
Yeah, there's people playing RGT. There's people hanging out just watching.
I mean, there was probably 10 rows of RTT stuff, of pods of 8. So there's probably like 80 people there. There was the whole Long War doubles, which was pretty popular. I mean, it was still.
Was that in the same hall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was probably 300 to 400 people still, in the main 40K hall.
Yeah, I guess I didn't watch it till the end of the day. But yeah, I remember you could see the like, you just the little
backdrop.
Yeah, and there was like, it looked fucking empty.
So. Yeah, I mean, towards that time, it started getting empty, but like up until about 6 p.m., it was kind of fruitful.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the Kansas City game was going on too at the same time, so a lot of people were at the fucking sports betting and at the bar.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, that's where like half our was, so.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I am kind of glad I missed out on any shenanigans, I guess. But
I might go next year, but like, I'm just not a big fan of the format. Like, I don't know. I like 3 days a game, and if you're gonna go that far,
but then you can always do the Sunday RTT if you know.
The Sunday RTT can suck my fucking dick. That is the dumbest shit.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
No one wants to play in those RTTs.
Let me just
say,
quite
a few bodies there. Though.
There was a fuck ton of people that wanted to play in those RTTs.
Yeah, last year they were pretty sparse, and people were just like, a lot of.
I'll bet you a third of the hall was the RTT this year.
No, literally, one half. I thought it was half of the hall. There was just this huge section.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that format of the whole Sunday being kind of a weird day. So
make it to fucking the shadow round, bitch.
You gotta be smoking some dope to, I ain't gonna pull Ben, and go to LVO expecting to make shadow round. Gotta give him shit,
I expected to have a good time, so I was happy with what I did. Me and all my homies went 5-1, so
nice.
Raised that team score. Hopefully, we're better than the Outlanders. Ooh, sorry.
So very respectable outing.
I haven't even looked at our ITC score, so.
Well, I don't think it's been updated. People were asking about it.
Yeah.
Not yet.
You guys played any Arks Omen?
I have been. I got some practice games in actually before LVO. So.
Yeah, I got in 2 different games and 2 games in so far.
What have you been playing?
Did you go first in both of
them? I played Iron Hands in one.
He doesn't want to answer that because he did.
No, yeah. I know I went second in the last game I played, but I'm trying to remember the Iron Hands game if I went first or second, and I do not remember. But I tried Iron Hands we're doing a league right now, and I was playing against kind of not a super toned orc list, so I toned the Iron Hands list down, but it was still pretty fucking strong. So
yeah, what was the basic concept?
Triple Devastators, only 2 gladiators. I dropped a gladiator, some infiltrators, some suppressors, trying to remember, a land speeder, the Iron Hands dreadnought bullshit.
Yeah.
So, but he
double
had
Volkite with missiles.
Yeah, he had Gaz, like making 12 and like basically 10-inch charges every fucking turn, which is like
Yeah.
turn one gas charge like a 10-inch charge.
No
called the wog.
way, dude.
Called the wog, got decent advance, and like charged the corner of the board, and then I was like, all right, I was running a big block of Terminators too, and so I was like, I'm gonna send my Terminators kind of the other side of the board, and Gaz is like, I'm just gonna move and just roll like a 11-inch charge and make it in there. I was
Boss
like, God damn
mode.
it. So Gaz was, well, and I tried the Terminators because they're like, stacking the armor save spell on them and
Yeah.
stuff. But man, you can put the defenses on them, and they're kind of annoying to kill. He still killed them in a turn. It took
Yeah.
most of his army and Gaz, but like they just didn't do anything. Like I interrupted, and with no buffs, like no offensive buffs on them, I swear to God, I think I killed like 2 or 3 commandos, and I was like,
just go Centurions instead of Terminators, Assault Centurions.
I don't know. I don't like the Terminators with Iron Hands just because it's 300 points, 340 points, but they're just no offense out of them. It's just they just don't do anything. Like they don't die very easy, but they don't kill very much. So
correct.
So I tried that, and then I played against my second league game because we're allowed to switch armies if we stay the same faction. So that's why I picked Space Marines to try them out. So I did Salamanders.
Hell yeah.
30 aggressor, or no, 12 or 18 aggressors, and then 12 eradicators. And then I took the like a
You need
banner.
30 Stern Guard, dude, is what you need.
No, I didn't have Stern Guard. But I have all that shit, and then I had some Devastators and some character support and some Meltabikes and Infiltrators and shit. But the banner that I took has got it's the upgrade, so it gives out +1 to hit melee, and then it gives out, it's got a 9, I give it the Vox Spiritum, so it's 9-inch auras, and then it's got OBSEC aura, and then it's got the reroll Flamer Shot aura. And the sicker, I did the math, and I actually did the math, so it's kind of weird. So specifically thinking about guard players, you'd think, well, the assault meltas on eradicators is actually better in salamanders, does more damage on average than the heavy melta rifle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If it's basically because you get the AP5,
correct,
which is huge, and then you hit on 3s. So like 3 eradicators came in from reserve and just dead Lehman Russ.
You're taking Vulcan too, right? Though.
Yeah, I took Vulcan too.
Yeah.
But I never seen, that was the fastest I ever seen Lehman Russes die. I didn't know Lehman Russes could die that fast.
Dude, that +1 to wound is fucking insane, bro.
Yeah. Well, just the math, like for 3 eradicators coming in, like the math literally says it's probably more often than not it's a dead Lehman Russ just from 3 eradicators shooting the normal assault one. So yeah, I actually like that salamander list. So I might it's probably a little too reliant on like player place terrain, so you can actually have somewhere to position out of.
Yeah, but that's the lucky thing about it is you know what you're gonna play before tournament. So
exactly. So it was a fun list though. Like the banner, like I think because getting the free reroll and the number of shots. So I was like, I think I shot something and rolled like a 3 and a 1, and I was like, fuck it, reroll, and it was like 10. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, die shit. So I think so I don't know. We got next game in like for that in 2 weeks. So I'm gonna try. I'm just like working my way through different Space Marine factions, so I might try out Space Wolves or Black Templars or something on the next one.
Try Templars. That's what it's going to be.
It's not Templars. No, it's not.
No. Or Raven Guard, baby.
No.
If you stumble across some cool tech, let me know.
Raven Guard, baby.
I got some cool tech, but it's of the green kind.
What kind of Raven Guard you seeing, Scott?
It's all about them 30 Black Knights, baby.
That's Raven Wing.
Oh, sorry, Raven Wing. Raven Wing. My bad.
Yeah. Never mind. I lost all respect again.
So. Well, fuck it.
Dark Angels. We have a lot of Dark Angels players in this league. Like 4 of them, I think. But they Dark Angels. Whenever I build a list for them, I'm like, I'm not getting everything I want.
Yeah.
Whereas like Salamanders, like I could basically get everything. Like I get the core of it, and I get a seasoned taste. When I'm doing the Dark Angel list, it's like it feels like the core, like I'm missing stuff and I'm out of points. So, but
true that.
Yeah, but dude, Salamanders, their secondary makes Oath of Moment look like garbage.
And
Their
they made Oath of
secondary,
Moment good again.
they made it better. They made it normal, but like it still sucks. Like I think, oh, I did go first in the Iron Hands game because I really wasn't thinking about it. I was like, I'm just gonna take all the Space Marine secondaries, and Oath of Moment going first still sucks ass. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it does.
I literally forgot, and like I went to like turn one. I was like, oh fuck. I was like, I forgot this scores at the end of the battle round. I was like, this is no good. So, but the Salamander one is so
For me,
good.
yeah, I know. I mean, I know. I've used it a bunch, and
It's
I know.
so good, especially like when you have the banner. Like I think I was like scoring points on his turn by killing stuff on the objective because he killed the dude, and then it shot
Yeah.
on death and killed a unit. I was like, free point. So, yeah, but no, I got some green skin tech I want to try out.
Oh,
Yeah,
Orks are good. Their secondaries are great. I mean, there's no fucking issues with them, really.
yeah. I'm gonna play against Tricky this weekend, with his corn demons before he gets world eaters shoved up my ass.
Ooh, they're gonna go
yeah.
deep, bro.
Some of that World Eater stuff coming in hot, man. It looks
Yeah,
it's
they're
pretty
fucking like,
good.
yeah, that's a little, what do you call it? The whatever that army renown looks pretty spicy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get you some OPSEC fucking
Well, they got that stupid strat where if you fall back from them, they can just pile in 6 inches. They're Harlequins.
That's annoying.
So, oh, did Bam crash?
No, he's probably still here, but his camera all fucked out.
Oh, what do you been testing? Anything?
Just a little bit of Death Guard, Demon Engine spam, just kind of stuff that I can play drunk.
Yeah.
Typically, I don't know. Like, I mean, Marines seem like they're going to be very good. Guards seem like they're going to be very good, but they just don't interest me right now, because like I mean, everyone's going to be playing fucking Marines.
Yeah.
Some like fucking flavor, or everyone's going to play something to kill fucking Marines, and it's going to be very unenjoyable to play Marines. So
yeah, everyone should be building to kill Marines and leaving Russes.
yeah, and they're going to be fucking even easier to kill now too. So it's like, why invest so much time into maybe learning it when I just need to learn a counter to something, So
yeah, I got an orc idea that is gonna require me to buy very much stuff. So I've got almost a whole list.
You going
That's
golf? You going snake bites?
Keep going.
Going evil sons?
Go, keep going.
You go blood axes?
No, goddamn.
Have freebooters?
No.
What's the last one?
Death
I
Skulls.
said, what else is there?
Oh yeah, for sure. Death Skulls are good.
Yeah.
Death Skulls are real good.
But do you want to know why? Because it doesn't. Because my clan doesn't really matter. Do you want to know why the clan doesn't really matter?
Why?
Because there's a lot of Grots in it. A lot of Gretchen walking around in armored boxes. 18 kilocans, baby.
Yeah, dude.
18 kilocans for 675 points. So
What?
It's a bit to chew through.
For real?
yeah, that's with 3 scorches and 3 rockets on them on each unit.
That's actually kind of cool.
But with free strategic reserves, and
you have 18 kilocans?
I used to have 18, but I'm down to 6. But I got 12 more coming.
Let's see. If not, 3D printer go burnt. So.
Yeah, that's a lot of 3D printing work, and I just said fuck that and just bought them. So
yeah.
But yeah, I start with 2 CP in this list idea, and so you can put 2 of the units into strategic reserve, and put one unit into the teleporter. So
you get that 3D6, baby.
You ain't hiding from those cans, and you're not gonna, because of that, you're not gonna pick them off and make them film row checks.
That's only 650 points.
675.
Oh my god!
The list has 240 wounds in it.
Awesome, dude.
So I'm not sure how effective it's gonna be, but it's gonna be fucking hilarious. But then it's Death Skulls. That way you've got the Storm Boys and Commandos or OPSEC and stuff. So
yeah.
And I don't, because when you got that much, half of armies and shit that doesn't really get cultures, like being Goffs on a couple Storm Boys doesn't really seem worth it.
No.
Yeah. But
You'd rather just have the better survivability for sure, and
Yeah.
OPSEC guaranteed.
Yeah, and especially because most people's lists are running pretty light. I mean, even a lot of lists I'm running are pretty light on OPSEC, so having a little more in the bank than average is probably a good thing. So I'm excited.
They're
Excited
3
to try
damage
it
a
out.
piece, and they'll be 4 attacks a piece, right?
No, dog. They're when you have a 6-man unit, they're so in melee though with above 3 dudes, it's 4 attacks each, and then on
Okay.
the they get the wog, so there'll be
Okay.
five attacks on strength 9, neg 3 damage.
Ooh,
But
that feels good.
a full squad charging in, you have 3d6 charges from reserve. They don't have here we go, so you might have to CP reroll it. But it's what 30 attacks.
Yeah.
So and then you got the shooting on top of it, and then like on the if you wait till turn 2 to call a wog, they're a 5-up invul with ramshackle. Like they're
Do they get the WOG bonus? Because I thought that they're not boys, right?
they don't get the advance and charge, but they get the other shit.
Okay, so okay.
They get
Okay.
the
Oh
few-
yeah,
they get-
because all units. Yeah.
Yeah, they get attacks, the extra attacks, and the invul, but they don't get the advanced charge. So I'm looking forward to trying it because I think it's just gonna be hilarious. It's gonna like randomly just gonna lose games because you failed some round checks, but then it's randomly just gonna win because people are not gonna be able to chew through that much ramshackle, depending on their list build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said 240 wounds?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of wounds.
It was. I think the list was something like, well, at least where I'm starting the testing was a bike boss, a squig boss, 3 units of Gretchen, 2 commandos, a 10-man knob truck boy unit, and
Yeah.
a truck.
Yeah.
Not mega knobs, just normal knobs.
Yes. Yes.
And then it was 3 solo shock jump dragstas because death rolls get the rerolls on their guns, pretty good.
Yeah.
And then 2 10-man storm boys. And then I'm tweaking the last one, either a 5-man storm boys or it's probably gonna be a 5-man storm boys to start with. And then all the Gretchen and then maybe like 2 trucks. So but yeah, it's around 240 wounds.
That sounds pretty good, dude.
Yeah, it should be at least at the very minimum, it should be fun to run. So I'm gonna give it a shot and see how it is. But I don't know. My gut says that it probably can do okay against Marines, but I think it's gonna struggle against Guard if you can't get to their tanks and touch
Are they
them.
Gretchen units?
Yeah. So
But they don't count for Gretchen for the good bits, so you can't good bits with them.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think you can get bits with them. But there's still 30 grots and a bunch of infantry to get bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the list could do okay in the Marines just based on some theory hammer. But if a guard player is able to zone you back enough, it's where you can't get enough shit onto the Russes. I think the Russes are just gonna rip through that. So flamers and heavy bolters and plasma is really good at all that shit.
Yeah.
So what are you trying out, Bam?
Fuck if I know, man. I'm so.
Spaceballs.
That's what I've been playing. I still think Thunderwolf Cat were trash.
So here's where you got. Here's where you gotta go. 3 long fang units, 3 cyberwolves, 3 skyclaws, seasoned to taste.
The Skyclaws look really good. I've been doing lists where it's Melts of the Power Fist and Thunderhammer and Skyclaws. It's like 110 points, man. It's fucking cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap. I think you can get I think one version you can get 4 melt guns in there.
Yeah.
Plus melee weapons, yeah.
Is it 4? I
And,
thought it was 3 weapons. 3 no, it's 3 plus the Sarge.
Plus the other Sarge.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Plus the Wolf Guard, yeah. So they seem
So
really
what would
good
you
for this.
what would you run for the fucking
Well, speaking of which,
Wolves?
let's go over this dude's list.
Oh yeah, we need to do that.
Because it is a Wolf's list.
Hang on, I need that question.
What was the question?
Dan. So what would you put on the long things?
So this is where I have basically a list for every Space Marine right now, and that's the extent of my Space Wolf one so far. But part of me, like you're gonna have obviously like a Thunderhammer Cyclone on the Wolf Guard dude, whatever on the unit leader, and then I think you want las cannons, like maybe like because you got 5 heavies, so I think you maybe take like at least 2 las cannons, and then probably 2 maybe 2 grav, maybe either a 3rd las or a 3rd grav. But then part of me, I got whether right or not, I'm all about the fucking 4-up shoot on Death Banner guy. I'm all about the
Yeah.
ancients right now. So like, part of me is like, you want to like have, because if you can get those, like all those long fangs in that aura, like that's potentially some good trading. So
I like the missile launchers back with armor contempt gone now. And having
uh
7 missile launcher shots, 76 frag shots if you need it.
yeah, but the frag comes into play so rare. And I
I
think
I would fucking strongly disagree.
when you're trying to kill Leman Russes, you'd rather have a las cannon.
I don't disagree, but the frag came into all the games at LVO this weekend for my fucking contemptors.
I just think there's gonna be too many Leman Russes that, you know, be wounding them on 3s at AP3 rather than wounding them on 4s at only AP2. Yeah, I want the lads.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I played actually with the last cannon long fangs and the Terminator with all the shit, and having that Terminator on cover with the storm shield, it was pretty solid. The stuff that got shot into them, how well they survived.
Yeah,
like they were. They're just you got to shoot them with at least AP3 or AP4 shit to even really be considered. I think so.
Yeah, and that's where like a lot of like like Space Wolves. I think you take the long fangs, you can take a banner and make them do some cool shit. But like a lot of armies, like Dark Angels, like because a lot of the other guns that people are taking are not that longer range, and so they're not like when you get shot by a Leman Russ 30 inches away, you need to have something to shoot back that far. So like having some plasma or whatever, that isn't long enough range, isn't quite as good. But like long, I think that's why you want like probably like 3 las cannons and 2 grav on them.
That makes sense. Well, cool. Let's review this list and then GTFO. And I already closed our chat, damn it. God, it's a document. I'm trying to open it, guys. I don't know if you guys got it open or not.
I got it open.
My computer is slow as fuck, so if you want to lead this, Scotty, it'd probably be better.
So he's got the captain on bike with Chapter Master, Melta, Frost Weapon, Power Sword. I like that guy, but I would make his Power Sword a Lightning Claw because you're still getting +1 to strength from the Frost Weapon, but you also get reroll wounds.
Right, yeah.
So I like the Lightning Claw. Library and Phobos armor is great. Lieutenant's fine. He's got the Primaris Chaplain. That's the fucking Bang Chaplain. That's super good. Advanced charge. Potentially 4 damage apiece. 7 attacks exploding.
On the bike?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Really good if you're just going to use it. Got a unit of Blood Claws. Meltagun. Random dude bros with swords. Chain swords. Wolfguard unit. Lightning Claw. Lightning Claw. Lightning Claw. Lightning Claw. Wolfguard unit. Lightning Claw. Kami Meltas, Lightning Claw and Kami Meltas on 4 or 5 of them. Another one of those 5-man unit. Wolfguard Terminators, 7-man units. Kami Meltas, Thunderhammers, and a Cyclone Missile Launcher on one of them. 1 squad of Wolf and Skyclaw with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Meltas and a Thunderhammer. Or 4 Meltas and a Thunderhammer. 1, 2, 3, yeah. 3 Meltas and a Kami Melta. Yeah, that's 3 units of Sky Claws. That's great.
110 points each, man. So
that's fucking phenomenal. Holy shit.
Yeah. I've been putting them in lists I've been building too. So
he's got 3 Sky Claws. What's he got in heavies?
Well, 2 units of Long Fangs, 1 multi-melta, 1 las cannon, and a pod.
Yep, I bet you the multi-melta goes in the pod.
Same with the Long Fang, maybe potentially the las cannons as well.
Yeah.
Meltagun on the sergeants.
So where was elites again?
Basically 1 unit of Wolfen standard, Wolfguard Terminators, Wolfguard, Lightning Claw.
Wolfguard or elites? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm not a fan of like wolf guard, like jump pack wolf guard right now, but
Yeah.
it's especially with lightning claws. Yeah, they can be pillow fisted, just for lack of a better way of putting it.
Well, assault doctrine AP3 with no AOC, they're still not that pillow fisted.
Yeah, that's true. Going into it depends on what you throw them into. You just gotta be careful. Uh,
So with Oaths a Moment and back in the game, with the free strategic reserves, Space Wolves have access to one of the, I mean, the Cyber Wolf being a 15-point guy to zone out and all this other shit. I feel like that guy is like, that's why I was like, my Space Wolf list starts with 3 of those and 3 Sky Claws, but like,
yeah, I'd
so
find some points to get rid of these blood claws and find a unit of infiltrators.
yeah,
And so I guess but I don't want to interrupt Dan. So I actually want Dan to tell me if I'm on the right track here. I'd probably lose a unit of Wolf Guard, get at least a unit of infiltrators, and then buy me what probably have more fast attack slots.
Correct. Correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
you need something that, because it doesn't have nothing that infiltrates, right?
Yeah,
You need
I've been buying.
something.
Yeah, I've been taking 2 units of
Oh,
infiltrators.
librarian and Fulvus armor infiltrates. That's the only thing he's got.
Yeah, but you're not throwing that guy
Yeah.
out there.
Correct. Well, correct.
So,
Correct.
yeah.
Correct.
You need, especially with like recover the relics is still a thing. So like you need something. And yeah, I think you need at least 1 unit of infiltrators. I was right there, Bam, with you. I was on the 2 units for a while. My salamander list, I had to cut down to 1. But I will say this, I forgot how shit infiltrators are in combat. They're so
Yes.
bad. Like I was struck, like infiltrators like fighting a guardsman unit over multiple rounds. I was like, God damn it. So
Dude, their guns are pillow fisted and they're
yeah.
fisted. I mean,
It-
sure
it
their
wa-
guns wound on 6s, but they fucking they don't have any AP. So
It won't be as bad in Wolves though, because they do at least have exploding 6s. But
yeah. One thing I like about the infiltrators now too is the Helix Gauntlet's free.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, being able to ignore that first damage is like having an extra dude.
You're gonna make me tell a story because this is the most cookie luck shit I ever seen. Cookie's playing a game a week or 2 ago, playing his pure corn demons, okay, and he's got the souped up bloodthirster, and I think he went first against Iron Hands. The guy had his infiltrators in the middle of the board, so Cookie goes up there, and charges with his bloodthirster, and he knew about the Helix Gauntlet, so his literally, I don't know if it was his plan or if it just played out this way, but he made big swings to make fewer attacks, basically hoping to not kill the unit. And because of the Helix Gauntlet, he left 1 dude alive. All right, so he's right in the middle of the board, kind of towards his opponent's deployment zone, with the bloodthirster in combat with this 1 dude. This dude passes his morale check, and then Cookie does the warp storm point to 4 up to you can't fall back.
no way, dude.
And he got it off. So the Helix Gauntlet, and they were like looking up if it was an optional thing, and it's not. You have to do it. So the Helix Gauntlet fucked this guy and left an infiltrator alive. So the bloodthirster just held his hand and couldn't get shot for a turn. I was like,
good, dude.
I was like, really? Like, God.
I'm sure Cookie just fucking grinned and act like he planned it that way.
Oh yeah, he was laughing his ass off. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, I'm right there with you. I think I like 1 infiltrator and maybe 1 Incursor, because at least Incursors do something.
Yeah. And Incursors with combat blades aren't too bad in close combat when you get Assault Doctrine.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, there's things like Savage Strike make it even better to wound.
And I don't know if you need the fucking lieutenant with.
Yeah.
Like that just seems like you're using it for maybe 1 unit of long things.
Yeah, he's got the armor of Russ on the dude, which I don't think you build a Space Wolves list without the armor of Russ. So,
but not on that dude.
Yeah, I at least put on the captain.
Or what is that new the champion guy?
The company champion.
Yeah, wouldn't he be a better option for it?
Like
he gives you reroll
points.
charges potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's like 60 points and you upgrade him to the thing.
Wouldn't it be better on a what's the 85-point elite character that
Judicar?
makes fight last?
Well, Armor Rust makes fight last, doesn't it?
Well, you don't need the armor of Rust on Justiciar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could have it on Judiciary and give it out 2 instances of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
lot. I think you want to spread it though, but
Yeah, my judiciary would probably die almost immediately because I did that. So
yeah, I'm right there with you though. I think Wolfguard or not. I don't know that Wolfguard's like maybe one unit, but I don't think I'd go heavy into Wolfguard right now.
I would still have 3 units of fucking Wolfen personally.
yeah, I'm still running Wolfen. I just think that Wolfen do one of two things. Either they soak up everybody's fucking shots or they hit hard. Like you can, so he's running Born Heroes and Whirlwind of Rage. So basically Born Heroes are +1 to hit on a charge.
Do
So
they get
you can
reroll
take
charges?
Wolfen inherently get reroll charges, and then they give other stuff reroll charges.
Yeah, so why don't we
So
just the free deep strike or free reserves? You might as well just run 3 units of them.
yeah, and the cool thing about them too is you can play keen senses on them. And
Yeah.
when you have things like the fucking Tanglefoot or the towel, reduce your charge by whatever shit. You throw. I always throw when I throw it on them. I throw it on them. You gotta do it at shooting phase, so don't fucking forget. But you play that strat on them in the shooting phase, and those Wolfen are hitting on 2s with those Thunderhammers when they charge
Yeah.
because you ignore penalties. So
Oh, that lasts the whole in the melee too.
Correct.
yep.
Yeah, it does.
So
because it allows you to also
and then they always count as
charge
assault doctrine.
modifiers.
So if you got Whirlwind of Rage at four Thunderhammer swings each, it's 4 times 4 is 16. So out of 16, you get 2 or 3 6s, which and basically 6 to 7 additional attacks, and they're all hitting on 2s. And if you do Savage Strike, you're +1 to wound. But more likely at strength 10, you're wounding everything on 3s at least. So you can wound Lehman Russes on 2s and hit them on 2s if you do it right for the cost of just basically it'd be 2 CP. Uh, so that's why I like Wolfen. And Wolfguard just don't hit that fucking hard, and they're more points for less shit. So
Yeah.
the problem with Wolfen is they die to small arms fire. So you got to be slick about like where you put them at and what you're doing with them. But I would go with the points for Wolfguard right now. I'd go Wolfen over Wolf, unless you're talking Terminators. I like the Terminators over the Wolfen because they're more
I
survival.
can't even process right now. My mind is still blown about keen senses. I just thought that was a long fang strat so they could shoot good with their guns. I didn't
No,
really
dude.
think about.
You need to read more.
Apparently,
the
I
rule
do
book.
because I had no idea that lasted and worked on melee too.
Dude, that's why I've
This
taken
fucking guy right here, dude.
I knew that was their best strat they had now, but I didn't realize it
you
was
know what?
like
This guy's tactic is just go first. For real, dude. This guy doesn't know shit about Cheyenne, dude.
I don't gotta be smart to shoot Lehman Russes.
Dan's still blown. He's like, my blues, my.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wolfen hitting on 2s. I didn't even know that was possible.
Yep.
I didn't know that was a thing.
And here's the other dumb idea I was fucking around with is RG lets anything Imperium reroll 1s. And now he doesn't fuck with the Space Wolves thing. So I was thinking, like, man, I wonder if I could toss RG in the list and have Wolfen reroll 1s hitting on 2s. So,
the problem is he doesn't do enough, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
If he did more for 300 points.
It's a +1 to charge, though.
Cool.
Hey.
He'll get +1 leadership.
You gotta milk it,
No, I would. Every time I wrote a list doing it, there just didn't seem to be enough to play the way I wanted to play. So I ditched the idea, but it was a fleeting thought. So yeah, but that's why I don't know. That's why I like Wolfen over Wolfguard, and the Wolfguard really will fill the same role as the Skyclaws. And the cool thing about the Skyclaws is like they have the berserk charge on top of having, shock assault. So there's a shit ton of attacks coming out of there.
Do they have combat squads?
No. Well, not on. I think on normal dudes, but not on
Skyclaws.
Not on Skyclaws.
I mean, Vanguard vets for sure. Wolfguard vets will. Oh, maybe not, but man, I'd take 30 Skyclaws if that was the case.
If you do Melta heavy, let me see. You get okay. You do Melta, and you can get one power. Is the pack leader can get a power fist or power sword, and then the Wolfguard pack leader gets one of the like a Thunderhammer. And then and actually you get so you can get you get 2 dudes with special weapons, like special melee weapons, and then 4 dudes with chainswords.
Now, where's
Plus,
Or
combat
melta
plus,
guns, yeah.
plus
Is
they
combat
don't.
squads part of Angels of Death?
No, it's just it'd be underneath the abilities.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't have it, but they have the
I
berserk
think
charge.
yeah, they get the berserk charge.
Yeah,
and,
but if they had
the
fucking
headstrong.
combat squads, dude, run
Yeah.
30 of them motherfuckers.
Oh man, the units of 15, 16 man units max.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can take them.
Yeah.
The big squads.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 110 point. How much are those Wolf Guard he's paying for?
140,
130.
145, 130, yeah.
Yeah,
2 or
so
130, one's 145.
this is more wound, and these got you could take 4 meltas if you do that version of them, 4 like combi meltas or something. And
Well, he does. Yeah, he does take the meltas
yeah,
for the Sky Claws. So
yeah, Sky Claws are good for their points.
Yep. And
Yeah, I think
the Wolf Guard leader getting that free Thunderhammer is dope as fuck. So
yeah, I wrote one of the lists I wrote was just like that. It was like I said, Sky Claws, Long Fangs, and I was just seeing how many you can get a lot of Terminators running around with the Cyclone missile launchers if you start spamming Grey Hunters.
yeah, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, you can.
You start getting a lot of those little missiles all over the damn place. So
dude, I was also playing around with like Grey Hunter Rhino spam list, but just leaving like a Wolf Guard battle leader with a hammer and a fucking storm shield because it's free.
yeah,
But I haven't dialed that one. I might hit you up offline, Dan, see if you can give me some guidance. So
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
go
still, like I
first.
said, I'm still tweaking a Space Wolf list. I've got like the base of it. And this is where, I love Bjorn. I love Bjorn and Murfang, and they're so freaking cheap now. But I wish you could play like Born Heroes Whirlwind of Rage. But
yeah,
I want 150 point Bjorn.
God, could you imagine Whirlwind Rage and Born Heroes on fucking Murder Fang? It would feel so
Yes,
good.
I can imagine it. I dream about it.
Wolf and Dreads aren't bad right now.
Fuck Bjorn,
Yeah.
dude. It's all about Murder Fang, bro.
Nah, Bjorn is the.
Look at that 5 attacks. Don't give a fuck about that.
He's like more than that.
No, he's not. He's like
Murder Fang?
6.
No,
like,
Bjorn.
Shut the fuck up.
He's like 4 attacks plus 1 for the charge. He's like 5 attacks.
Murder Fang is
Bjorn?
5.
Yeah.
Bjorn is not. He's more than that.
No.
He is 6 attacks on charge.
Yeah, on the charge.
I remember Bjorn when they had the strat to explode to hit on 4-ups. So yeah, I remember those good days.
Yeah, and I remember when Jaws would just pick up models.
Yeah.
Murder Fang's 8 on the charge. So
Yeah.
Bjorn.
Yeah, with
Bjorn's
double
6 on
exploding
the
6s,
charge.
that would feel so good.
Bjorn's
Hang on.
5 flat, so Shock Assault give him 6.
Yeah.
Shit's weak. True Claw sucks.
True Claw's awesome.
Oh, yeah, well, I think it's fucking D6, which is garbage.
It's flat. Yeah, but you can reroll wounds. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Plus 5 strength. All right, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'd probably ditch some of the Wolf Guard and see if maybe putting your Arcs detachment as fast attack and getting some Cyber Wolves in there. Because he's got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Cyber Wolves just have a lot of value. Just the screening out. They're just very valuable for what they can do.
Well, screening out, throwing up for OS, putting on objective,
yeah.
I think they're one of the best units. They're one of the best units in all Space Marines for like the value because like my Salamander list, I was like, I had my attack bikes out trying to zone out basically, which just felt ass,
Yeah, right.
Having a 50-point attack bike hiding in the back behind a building to keep, people from deep striking in my backfield just doesn't feel good. So
that's why you need to have them 3 suppressors, bro.
I've had a unit of infiltrators and 2 Cyber Wolves basically make my backfield like undeep strikeable.
Oh yeah.
It just even if you're the Custodes guys bringing the 40mm base Terminator, like you're not gonna get a spot. It's just it's probably the secret sauce in a lot of the Space Wolf player wins, but
yep.
So I guess to revise so we can go through this list review. We got way off course, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I'd probably that lieutenant I'd probably find something else to put that armor of rust on, like the captain. Um, maybe find you a chaplain. Chaplain that these are useful.
Also,
Chaplain.
you want to think about secondaries too. If you're playing Space Wolves, you're going to want to use your 3 characters, especially with Armor of Rust being on one of them. That's kind of a throwaway character. You're giving up 13 points for assassination. You don't necessarily want to do that. You want to limit it to fucking 10, so it makes it look like it's not a good choice to take against you. Then, if they don't take assassinate, you can always just use your characters how you want to. But if you have 4 characters and they know that you're going to toss 2 of those away guaranteed, or 3 of those away with the captain, the chaplain, and the lieutenant, you're going to throw all those characters away to use their abilities. You're guaranteed giving them fucking, 13 points or 10 points.
Exactly. And dial down the I like the long fangs. I love the sky claws. I like the wolfen. There should just be more wolfen. So that'd be my hot take. But people are steering away from wolfen for some reason. I'm not. I'm still on that train.
There's strength 10 and thunderhammers and all that's going to be going really good in this upcoming meta. So
yeah, or go heavier into the Terminators and deep strike them and try to YOLO with the litany out of deep strike.
Yep.
Just try to get those 7-inch charges out of deep strike. With some Terminator units all rocking thunderhammers.
Free thunderhammers.
Yeah, like 160 points a piece or whatever it is.
He did put the Kami Meltas and the Cyclone missile launchers on the motherfuckers too, so that was good.
Yep.
And if you guys are using Battlescribe for whatever reason, Battlescribe is still charging for the Thunderhammers and Battlescribe B Rome. So
there's still like 10 points a piece on some of the units, right?
Not on Space Wolves.
Okay. Not on Wolfguard Terminators, and for some reason Battlescribe still kept it. So, all right, I think it's a good start, good list, have fun, and like I said, if you're on Patreon, you got a list for us to review. Send it this way, and we'll look at it. So this one's pretty cool. It was Space Wolves. So, but Scott's yawning. He's probably out of whiskey. Might need to call it.
I am never out of whiskey, sir. Never. Only at tournaments do I run out of whiskey.
That's
I share too much.
Oh man! All right. I guess one time around the horn. Dan, any last words on the way out? Anything you want to add? Did get said tonight?
No, I'm good.
I appreciate your feedback on LVO.
Yeah.
Scotty, too hottie. What you got?
I got nothing, man. Tell your homies you love them, and I'll catch you next time.
Yeah. And everybody I saw at LVO that came up, said hi, or came up and talked, dude, it was a hell of a ride. Like, my wife and I had a blast. Everybody was cool out there. And I had a couple people come up and say they listened to the podcast and they enjoyed it. And it was really cool to hear the feedback. A lot of times on this end, doing the podcast every week gets old, it gets monotonous. I have a bad day. I don't want to do it. And someone basically told me, that it's one of the things they look forward to in their week, and kind of made me feel like I should be putting more effort into it. So
they told us to bring back the live cast.
Yep, that too. So I need to probably update my OBS and get my computer right, and then we'll start trying to bring back the live cast. So, but all right, guys, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with the usual crew. Look soon. Speaking of Space Wolves, I got Jaime, I got Hunter Nichols, I got Scott, and not Scott Sasser, Space Wolf Scott.
Scott Rumpel.
Scott Rumpel. Like all of us combined are probably in the top 10 of ITC before LVO. So we're pretty good with Wolves, and we're gonna have like a Wolf Council episode coming up in the next week or so. So look forward to seeing that. Remember, if wargaming was easy, it would be your mom. And be back next week.